once again everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have kind of an experience story time type thing. I don't really know what kind of video to call this because it's just, I don't know. Also, I'm filming on my iPhone 7 today. I filmed a small clip of a previous video. I think it was the fake makeup video using this, and I really liked the video quality better because obviously the iPhone 7 has a better camera than the 6S, which I was previously using, and the colors just look a lot richer and a lot better on this. So we're just gonna roll with it, and obviously you know the title of this video. We're just gonna jump into it. I talk too much, I'm long-winded. Hi, let's just get started. So you guys may or may not know from watching my previous videos that I recently got a job at Kohl's, and oh my goodness, that was an experience and a half, and not a very good one. I've never worked a retail job before, so I had no idea what to expect. In case you don't know, I recently started working at Kohl's as like a seasonal sales associate, and I had no clue what I was doing at all. So basically I applied in like, I want to say September. It was probably September I applied. Within like 2 days of applying, I got an email that I was going to have an interview. So I went to the interview like 3 days after I got the email. And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, I had my orientation. I may have applied in October. Most of this took place in October. My orientation took place in October. Yeah, but so everything was really fast. It went really super fast between applying and orientation. That was a really quick process. But after, at my orientation, they told me, and there was like 4 or 5 other people there with me. We were like in a group orientation. I'm assuming that that's normal because it would be strange to have orientation with just one person. So we went through orientation, all that, and at the end when they were like walking us around the store, one of the managers was like, hey, as soon as your information is in the computer, we're gonna call you and schedule your first day, because obviously it was probably like second week of October when I had my orientation. Maybe first week, honestly. It was probably the first week of October that I had my orientation. I'm pretty sure that it was. Yes, first week of October. It was on a Friday. So that's when my orientation was. And so the following week I was supposed to be getting a phone call telling me, hey, let's schedule your first day, because they told us in orientation that seasonal help usually starts 3rd week October to start stocking and gearing up for the holiday season, which is obviously, like, that makes sense, because a lot of people like to start shopping early. Plus Black Friday happens in November, and you want to be totally know what you're doing by the time Black Friday rolls around, right? You would think. So after orientation, I was just like patiently waiting the next week for a phone call, and it never came. It never came. So I called them 2 weeks after my orientation, and I was like, hey, do you guys have the right phone number? Like, I didn't get a phone call. And the manager that I spoke to was really super rude to me. She was like, no, you didn't miss the phone call. And I was like, okay, well, like, when can I be expecting it? Because they said that I should expect it last week, but, like, I didn't get the phone call. And she was like, she told me that she was 2 weeks ahead on the schedule, which I don't know what that means. So I was just like, so I guess in 2 weeks, I don't know. So she told, that's all she said. And it's really annoying because when you're on the phone, in my experience, this whole video is my experience, by the way. I'll probably put a disclaimer at the beginning, but this whole thing is just my personal experience. No shade to Kohl's, but working at Kohl's is not super great. So yeah, I was on the phone with her, and like every time I was on the phone with this manager, she would just cut me off when I was talking. She'd just, like, I'd be in the middle of talking. Like, for example, I called and I was like, hey, this is Hannah. I was at orientation last week, and they said that I would be expecting a phone call last week, because this is 2 weeks after that. I was expecting a call last week, but I never got it. I didn't know if you guys didn't have the right phone number, and she would just cut me off and be like, I'm 2 weeks ahead on the schedule. And I was just like, okay, but like, answer my question though. And then she'd just hang up on you, just immediately. No time to respond. She'd just be like, I'm 2 weeks ahead on the schedule. Click. Like, you're done. Cut off. Bye. And I was just like, okay. So I waited another week. No phone call. Radio silence. So by this time, it's like third or fourth week of October, and I'm just like, hi. I basically said the same thing. I got the same manager. And this time she said, I don't have the schedule made yet. I was like, so are you 2 weeks ahead on the schedule, or do you have it made? Or like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. And so I was like, okay, so when can I expect a phone call? And she was like, when I get the schedule made. Really? I was like, okay, so when do you think that'll be? And she was like, I don't know, whenever I get it made. That is super helpful. Thank you so much. You're so helpful to me. Oh my gosh. Like, I know so much. Thank you so much for that insight. So I was like, okay, thank you. And I hung up. Okay. I wait 2, maybe 1.5 more weeks. So this was like first week of November. I call. And I'm like, hey, you guys have not called me. Like, I don't know. I have to buy gas, dude. I can't keep using my student loans for this. Like, I need this job. Like, can you please let me come to work? So I called, and I get the same exact manager as I got the first 2 times I called. I was like, look, I've called 2 times. You're giving me the runaround. Like, I don't know when I'm supposed to come to work. I don't know. You haven't told me anything. You've told me contradictory statements. That doesn't really help me at all. Please, can I get an answer? Please. And she was like, oh yeah, you're scheduled to work Black Friday. My first day is Black Friday, and I haven't been trained yet? What do you mean? I have zilch, no retail experience whatsoever, and they know this. And my first day is gonna be Black Friday. I'm sorry, what? So, I was just like, okay, because, like, whatever, I just, like, want to go to work. So I was just like, whatever. And so I had called on the way to school, and then, like, after my last class at, like, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I get another phone call from somebody totally different. Or this is the first phone call I've ever gotten from them, because I had to call them every other time. So I get a phone call, and it's a totally different woman, and she's so super nice, and she was like, hey, Hannah, have you had your training yet? And I'm like, no, I have not. You haven't called me. And she was like, oh, okay, well, can we schedule that? And I was like, yeah, sure. And she was like, well, can you come into work, like, today? And I was like, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? No, I can't. And this was, like, on a Wednesday. And she was like, oh, well, when can you come in? And I was like, this weekend? I gave you my availability. Like, you should know when I'm available. And she was like, okay, cool. So we scheduled for Friday and Saturday. I was supposed to work from 2 to 6 both days, which is totally fine because I don't have school on Fridays. Obviously, I don't have school on Saturdays. So I was like, cool, that sounds great. So on Friday, I show up to work, and I go into the back, and mind you, I was told these were training days, okay? She said I was going to do register and POS training because apparently they're different. I don't know. I've never worked retail. Please don't crucify me in the comments because I've never worked retail. I don't know anything about retail, okay? So I go back there into the back, employees only, whatever, to like where the offices are. And I look back there, I'm like, hey, I'm here for my training. And like, the first woman that I saw was the woman who was rude to me on the phone because like, I recognized her voice. I had seen her in like my interview. So I saw her and she was like, you're late. Like, just immediately gives me the attitude. And I'm like, I looked at my phone and it was 1:50 and I was like, no ma'am, I'm supposed to be here at 2. It's 1:50. And she was like, you were supposed to be here at 12. And I was like, well, the woman who called me, I'm not going to name her name, obviously. The woman who called me told me that I was supposed to be working 2 to 6 today and tomorrow. She was like, I have you from 12 to 6. And I was like, well, there has to be some kind of mix-up then because I would have come at 12 if she would have told me 12. Like, I didn't have anything to do. So she gets like some other manager to go and get the woman's clipboard, the woman who called me, because she was out of town that day. Okay, stay with me. So she has, this woman that I'm talking to has like the main clipboard of like all the people's names, like the employees' names, and then when they work. So she's got that and she shows me where it says 12 to 6 for me, but I had no access to that at all. I only knew what the woman had called and told me. So she went and got the other clipboard from that woman's office and it said 2 to 6 both days. And she was like mad, like livid. She started cussing, dude, in front of me. A new hire. You're gonna cuss in front of me. Okay. Vulgarity in the workplace. Do we know about that? Guess not. So she was like cussing about it. She was like, doesn't that beep know that this clipboard trumps that clipboard? And I was like, it's not my fault. Please don't be mad at me because it's not my fault. I just know what I was told. Please don't scream at me or cuss at me. Thanks. I'll cry. So I was like stressed out already, and this lady is not super nice, as you might can tell. So I was like, so do you want me to come at 12 tomorrow or 2? She was like, I guess you can just come at 2. And I was like, I could come at 12, but okay, whatever. So she like, if you don't know, I'm sure it's like this at most retail places. At Kohl's, you can't have your cell phone on the floor, and they just like give you a place to put your stuff. They have like lockers in the very back. And she gave me like a combination for the lock. And she was like, here, go do this combination and like put your cell phone and whatever else. I think I had my wallet or something with me. Oh, and my keys. And so I went back there, undid the lock, put it in there, and I came back. And when I came back, she was like, were you able to figure it out? And I was like, yes, I was able to figure it out. It was a combination lock. What do you mean? Sorry, I'm not stupid. So then she was like, we don't have time to train you today, so we're just going to put you in the juniors department. And I was like, what? I've never worked in retail before. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're trying to tell me to do. I don't know what to do. And I was just like, okay. And so I didn't really move for a second because I was just like thinking like, I don't know what I'm doing. And she was like, do you want me to walk you there so you don't get lost? And I was just like, the shade? What do you mean? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid just because I was given the wrong time to come into work. What do you mean? So I was just like, I know where it's at. And she was just like, I'll walk you there. So she takes me over to the juniors dressing room. And I was just like, so what do I need to do? And she was like, she like looked at me like I was stupid because I've never worked retail and there's no time to train me. Why? There was literally, I was the only one on the entire sales floor. The entire sales floor. I was the only one. The only one. Like, there might have been somebody on the other side of the store, but I can tell you there was nobody in any other department, because they were constantly paging people to these departments whenever like one customer would go over there. So I was just like, what do I do? And she was just like, okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna clean out the dressing rooms, and then you're gonna walk around and you're gonna make sure that things are in order by size. Do you think you can handle that? And I was like, really? Yes, I think I can handle that. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I don't know how to work retail. If you tell me, then yeah, I can do it. But if you just assume that I know after looking at my resume, which states that I have no retail experience, how are you going to treat me like I'm stupid when I ask you a question about what I'm trying to do? I'm asking you so that I don't mess something up or do something incorrectly. Because guess what? If I do something wrong and then a customer is like, well, that girl over there told me da da da, then I'm going to get in trouble for it because I don't know what I'm doing because there's no time to train me. She basically just told me if I didn't know what to do, figure it out. Okay, that could mean literally anything. That could mean a customer walks up to me and asks me where something is, and I could say, I don't know, go ask somebody else. That could be figuring it out. Or I could say, oh, I'll come over here and help you find it. Or, I don't know. Figuring it out could mean literally anything. That is the worst thing that you could tell anybody. So, I was just like, okay. So, I just cleaned out the dressing rooms and went through and organized everything by size. Small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL. So that's what I did first day. No training, no time to train me. So I came in the second day. And I was put in the men's department that day. And once again, figure it out. Do the dressing room. Put things in order by their sizes. Okay. So those 2 days were pretty much okay. I didn't know what I was doing, but like, I mean, there's no time to train me, so who knows? I don't know. I don't know if I did anything wrong. Hope I didn't do anything wrong. I think I did stuff right. I organized stuff. I cleaned out the dressing room, put things back where they went. I don't know, because both days I was pretty much the only person on the sales floor. Like, when there are managers working the cash registers, and you have like 60 plus seasonal help that you hired, I think you might have a problem, like bad management. But that's neither here nor there. So I worked both those days. That was last week, okay? That was a week ago, about a week ago. So then, what was it? Must have been Monday this week, I want to say. Yeah, it was Monday of this week. I get a phone call. Oh, and mind you, I was told when that woman called me that I would be working my first day, Black Friday. Okay, I was supposed to work from 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 p.m., which was fine for me. So Monday this week, which was I don't know what day it was. It was Monday of this week. You're probably going to see this on a Monday, actually. So it was last Monday, okay? It was last Monday. This woman calls me, is the rude woman who had talked to me before. And she was like, so your first official day is going to be Thanksgiving. And I was like, what? I told you I wasn't working federal holidays. I'm sorry. No. Like, no. Have plans? No. She was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to work like pretty much all day Thanksgiving. And I was just like, wonder how that's gonna work out for you. So I was just like, okay. So I just told her okay right then. And I had a class. Like, she called me when I was literally walking to class. So I was like walking to class, and I had my class, and after class I was like, I need to call and quit because I'm not doing this. Like, first of all, you're not even going to train me because you don't have time. Yet you have time to sit in the back and eat lunch for like 3 hours. Okay. And there's like nobody on the sales floor. I'm the only one. What? Like, please explain. No time to train me, but you're gonna want to make me work all day Thanksgiving. I don't think so. I gave you my availability. She wanted me to work like all day Thanksgiving until like 2 in the morning Black Friday. I told her no. I gave her my availability. My availability was I can't work Mondays or Wednesdays. Okay? No Monday or Wednesday because I have class until like 5 or 6 in the afternoon. It's more like 5:30ish. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I can work from like 2 to 6 because I have homework. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm fine. I'm off. I'm whole days I can just work. It doesn't matter. But you're gonna call me and say I'm gonna work all day Thursday till like 2 in the morning? Sorry, no. Okay. I would work Black Friday. I'd be totally a-okay with working Black Friday, but Thanksgiving. No. Especially when I already have like plans. Like, I have plans with my family because you told me Black Friday was the day that I'd be working. Sorry, no, I'm not gonna work Thanksgiving. So I called and told her that I'm quitting because I've been offered a much better job with people that I actually like, way closer to where I live, and it pays so much better hours. Yeah, sorry, Kohl's. Peace. This whole thing sucked so bad, you guys, because I waited so long. I basically waited like a month after my orientation for them to call me to schedule me to work, and then they don't have time to train me. Like, you don't know how bad it sucked, because like I would just be like in my department that I'm working, and people would like walk up to me and ask me for help, but I can't help them because I don't know anything. Like, I can't check people out. I don't know where everything is because like nobody showed me. So it was just like, I don't know. I just think it's poor management, because even if I'm in there shopping, okay, if I'm in there shopping, there's like one person on the whole floor. What is the point of hiring at least 60 people? I know that they hired at least 60 people for seasonal and have one person on the floor. Like, for one thing, you're not giving seasonal employees hours, and another thing, you're inconveniencing customers because there's nobody around to help them. And even when I was the only one on the floor, I didn't know anything because I have no training at all. So yeah, that's my horrible, terrible horror story of working at Kohl's. Did not like that one bit. Do not recommend. The Kohl's that I worked at was just poorly managed. I feel like if you went to a Kohl's that was under better management, you would probably enjoy the job because you get a pretty reasonable discount, employee discount. It's pretty great, but the work is not good. It's not good because they won't train you. They wouldn't train me. They waited forever to call me and wouldn't even train me when I got there. So yeah, that's my experience working at Kohl's. Again, this is just my personal experience. No shade to Kohl's, the actual company, but this particular location was not very good. Thank you guys so much for joining me again today. Leave me a like if you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe because I make new videos every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!